Hey, hello. How's everybody doing? Hey. Uh-oh, waiting on Neff to join the live. Hey, how's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Uh-oh. Neff, where you at? Where you at? Thank you, Brandy. Thank you. Hello. Hello, beautiful people. How's everybody doing today? Trying to figure out what's going on with Neff. All right. Neff is trying to join. Neff, I can't see you. So, if you want to try again, let me know because I can't see you. Yes, Joey, it's been a while since class. You should bring your behind back to class. All right, Neff, I'm gonna add you again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hey,
Uh-oh. Oh, hey. How are you?
you requested. I'm like, what's going on?
I don't know, Queen.
I don't
That
know either,
happens
Pete, but we
sometimes.
did it. We figured it out.
Yes, I was like, where is she at? What's she doing?
I'm here. I'm here. Can you see
How are
me?
you feeling, Queen?
Good. Tired but good. As always, mom life, right?
Yes, mom life, absolutely.
Hey, Brandy. Hey, beautiful. What is this?
Hello, Daddy. How are you? I see my dad's on here.
Ah,
Hello, Father. Hello, how are you?
hi, Kaja's dad.
So, everyone, we are talking about double standards tonight. You ready,
Yes.
Queen?
I am ready, Queen. I got a definition for you guys, too, in
Oh,
case
gosh.
I didn't know.
Says the head writer of the company. Go ahead, lay it on us.
I wrote it
Oh,
down.
and she had it written down. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
So, by definition, double
Uh-huh.
standards are a rule or principle which is
Hmm.
unfairly applied in different ways to different people or
Hmm.
groups. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. A
Okay.
rule or principle which is unfairly applied in different ways to different people or groups. That's a double standard.
All right.
For me, that
There,
keyword is unfairly, right?
there's just so many double standards. I'm not even sure where to begin,
I
honestly.
know. We need to evaluate these double standards and figure out, do they really need to be applied? Or can we just say, no, let's forget about them, throw them in the trash, let's go away with them, that's old, boo, boo, forget that.
So, what do you think is an old double standard that should be like thrown away in the trash?
I mean, should I start with my hot topic?
Go ahead.
I'm
Let's
gonna
start
start
with the
with my
hot
hot topic.
topics. Yes, okay?
Let me tell y'all something. This double standard is one that is triggering for me, and I do not like it at all. Okay?
Oh,
So, the double standard of hitting, right?
uh-huh.
So, I feel like way back when, who knows when it started, but the whole
Hmm.
concept of if a girl hits a guy, he's not supposed to hit her back.
Uh-huh.
You know, we raising sons, and this is
Yes.
this is very triggering for me because you ain't gonna tell me that this little girl is gonna just punch my son in the face and he's supposed to be like, oh, you're a girl, so I'll take that. No, you shouldn't take that. That is
Hmm.
still abuse. That is still
Yeah,
physical abuse. I don't care
absolutely.
about the whole, oh, but she might not hit as hard because she's a girl. That in and of itself is a double standard that women aren't
Hmm.
as strong as men. Like,
Right?
Hello?
We be pushing it up and stuff too. We be getting it in. You know what I mean? Like,
You work out. We be doing our push-ups. We be lifting weights. All of
right?
those things. And you're not going to tell me that it's impossible for a female to hit a man so hard that she can actually injure him. You're not going to tell me that a female can't hit a man in his temple and kill him. So therefore, my son is not going to sit here. I'm saying it can happen. It can happen.
God. Not the temple. Okay.
It can happen, right? Straight to the temple, that's it. And it's like, is anybody going to say sorry? Is anybody going to care for my son being dead on the floor, God forbid, or anybody's child being dead on the floor because he's been hit by a woman? Or this, well, it was just a woman. Well, he's dead. What do you got to say about that, you know? So I feel like nobody should hit nobody. You do not raise your hands to anyone. If you raise your hand to anyone, then you must be looking for a fight. The same goes in terms of double standards. If a female was to raise her hand and hit another female, she would be expecting a fight back, right? So therefore, right? Why should she think that she can raise her hand to a dude and not expect any type of consequence or retaliation? That is a double standard that I don't agree with.
It is a double standard, and we both have sons, so I feel you. You know what I mean? But because they are still going to be men, right? It's like walking that fine line between like defending yourself, not being a pushover, allowing anybody just to slap you around, but also knowing that in society, because you are a man and a black man at that, if you put your hands on a woman, even if she is wrong, the fault is going to be put on them. No matter if he could be like the most innocent one, didn't do anything wrong at all, but if he was to slap her behind back, it's going to be like, you're a man, you're going to be taken into custody. So it's like, what do I say? You know? Yeah. What do I say? Like, it depends on the situation. Just push her real hard. You know what I mean? Like, pluck her really hard.
That's right. I tell my son, you try to walk away first. First of all, you shouldn't even be in that goddamn situation to begin with, right? Because seriously, like, abuse is abuse, and you shouldn't tolerate abuse from anybody. So try not to be in that situation. Then also, if you see that the person is getting aggressive with you, if it's a double standard case of a guy and a girl, and she's trying to put hands on you, do your best to be like, listen, I'm not doing this with you, and try to walk away. If you can't walk away because she's now being mad aggressive, following you, and trying to go up and like really jack you up, I will tell you now, to all these future little girls that want to try to hit my child, I dare you. Okay, you're going to get that. You're going to get hit back, and you're going to know not to hit him again.
You're going to learn today.
Call the cops, they're going to learn today. I told him to call the cops on her and be like, yes, officer, don't laugh at me. She tried to hit me. I tried to walk away. She ain't listen. So you need to arrest her because she's being mad aggressive. I don't care. Because it's like, I feel like with that, society has this whole thing with men being weaker if they say that they're being hit or abused. But it can happen too. Like, human beings are human beings. You know, and that's another thing that I don't go for. And a lot of guys don't speak up on that because society labels them as, oh, weak.
They're going to laugh at them. They're going to laugh at them. They're like, you got hit by a girl? Really? And you can't handle yourself?
Oh, girl. That's a double standard right there. Exactly.
But you know, a double standard, and like talking to you about this whole like men versus women kind of thing, as far as double standards go. Somebody said poor Stanley.
It's not going to be poor Stanley. Stanley's going to push her back, and if she keep going, that little girl's going to get punched in the throat. So I'm going to tell him now, and I'll come to the police station like that. I told him to do that because she was doing too much. And I'm going to talk to her parents.
OMG. Woosah. Yes. Remember your pressure points. Absolutely.
It's a hot topic.
But double standards, though, when it comes to, it's a little bit serious, but more serious, but sexual assault. Now, a woman can claim that a man sexually assaulted them, you know, and the man is going to be either arrested, he's going to have a record. There's a lot of consequences that follow with that kind of allegation, whether it's true or not. But if a woman, you know, if a guy says a woman was the one who assaulted him, it's almost like not taken seriously. And I say that because, you know, the rapper Nelly, you know, he had a woman come out and say that, you know, that he assaulted her. And he's like, absolutely not. That never happened. So now he's actually suing her for defamation of character. But no matter what happens, when you Google him now, that's one of the things that pops up. You know what I mean? Yeah. But because it's like women can lie too. Women can also be too aggressive when it comes towards men. So why is it that every time a woman says it, it's automatically, I guess, assumed that it's possibly true. But if a
Right.
man says, no, it never happened, she's the one that actually pushed up on me, people are like,
Yeah.
really? Really?
Yeah.
She did
Yeah.
that? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I don't understand that.
I don't understand that either because I feel like, again, it goes with the stereotype that women are weaker than men. And therefore, they're more associated with being the victim in cases
Hmm.
than men. And that's not always the case. You know, that's why it's a stereotype, and that's why stereotypes are wrong, because that doesn't apply to every woman and every man. It is not
Hmm.
always the case, and it shouldn't be taken or judged as that's the case all the time. You know, I feel bad for, there are good dudes out here, and I feel
Hmm.
bad for the ones that get caught up with females who take that double standard and run with it
Hmm.
and abuse the system and or
Yeah.
just abuse the stereotype to their advantage to be like, oh
Hmm.
no, he did this to me. Now, like you said with Nelly, that's going to be associated with him
Yeah.
like forever, you know?
Forever. Yeah.
That's not fair to him at all, period. So, like, these things have to stop. I agree. I think Ari had said that, you know, she teaches girls not to put hands on boys either, and
Hmm.
she doesn't condone guys hitting girls. I feel you, but you got one time to hit my son. Not kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm that.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
Remember that.
like, I'm that.
Okay.
I'm that. However, that needs to happen more. It needs to be taught
Hmm.
on both sides. Do
Yeah.
not put your hands on anybody. Do not try to abuse anybody. Do not lie on anybody. It's
Hmm.
not okay. It's never okay. And for it to be accepted for one side and then looked at or laughed at on the other is not fair. They're ruining. I'm sure there's plenty of men whose lives have been ruined because of the lies
Yeah.
that were told on them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Based on, hello, let's talk about Emmett Till if we want to go there. You know what I'm saying? He was lied on about looking at a woman, and
Uh-huh.
then look what happened to him. So, you know,
Yeah.
so it's like it can get to extreme points in extreme cases. Thank you, Eugene. Nobody hit nobody, and let's just be
Absolutely.
happy together because that's not fair and it's not okay. I'm
Why
done.
shorties be so aggressive?
What
You
you
must be
mean
messing
by
with the
that?
wrong shorties. I don't know what
Right.
shorties you messing with that's super aggressive, you know? But some men like aggressive women, you know what I mean? It depends
True.
on the man, depends on the woman, you know? I don't judge.
Exactly, exactly. That's why, you know, you have to be careful with applying these standards as standards across the
Hmm.
board. Each thing is different, you know? Everything should be taken
Hmm.
case by case, I feel.
You know what? And speaking with double standards, you know, about men with women, we were talking
Mm-hmm.
about this a little
That was
while
a good
ago,
one, Queen. I'm sorry.
right? Now, if I see a guy in the club, right, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like, okay, you
Oh,
know, he's kind of cute, all right, you know, I wanna approach him, get to know him. Why is it if I approach a man, you know, and I'm
mhm.
like, hi, how are you? You know, what's your name? It's like, whoa, you know, like how many guys you do that with? But when a
Right,
guy comes to a girl and he's like, yo, what's good, ma? You got a man, you know, you want to go out with me, you want to go home with me. It's like it's okay for a man to do that. But if a woman comes to a man, you know, with that same kind of energy, it's like, whoa, she's a hoe. She's doing too much. Why
mm-hmm.
not? How come I can't just know what I want? And if I see you and I think that you're that person that I want, why is it like, oh, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? What's the problem? What
I
are
don't
guys
see
in
any
the
problem.
chat? Drop something in the comments for me. All right,
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like men like to be approached. Some men do like to be approached, I'm sure. I think it depends on the man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It certainly does. But to the point of the double standard, yeah, it's whack. Because then what in that scenario, like you said, Queen, if you know she was sitting here like, oh, let me just wait for him to talk to me instead. What if he never talks to her
And it
that
might not
whole,
never happen, absolutely.
you know, she just in the bar with her cute little outfit and her drink just lonely and nobody talks to her. Like, no,
No reason.
you
For no
know,
reason. No alpha
they had a
wasted.
wonderful relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I think that's silly. It shouldn't have to happen, and I think we need to do better with um, making things more equal, just in general,
Yeah.
because that's the point. Double standards are unfair, and they need to be not that way. They need to be
Like
equal.
it's expected that if you go out with a man that every time he needs to pay.
Boom.
When it can be 50-50. I'm not saying that the woman has to pay every single date,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't mind chipping in and going, no, paying, no, some, not all the time. Let's not get that confused on this chat. Not all the time.
We
But I do
equal.
not mind coming out
Right.
of my pocket, to take my man out or to pay. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. But
Mhm.
there are a lot of women who feel like, no, I'm a lady, and men should
Right.
have to pay. And I'm just like, why? Like,
Right.
that's like from 1922.
Hello.
Like,
Again, it's like we need to evaluate these standards that
uh-huh.
were, set in place so long ago, especially with all the feminism and everything happening. It's like,
Right?
we've progressed. Why are we still holding certain like, what, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but why are we still holding certain standards?
Traditions, I guess, in
Yes,
place, kind of,
exactly.
sort
Thank
of.
you. Exactly. In place, if we're progressing, like that's contradictory. I know I have certainly gone 50-50 with dudes before. I have no problem with
Mhm.
doing that. Like you
Yeah.
treat me, I treat you. It's an
Yeah.
expression of love and care for both
Hmm.
parties. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's nothing wrong with a woman wanting to care for her man or spoil him either.
Absolutely. How do you feel about sugar mamas? Because I was watching this show and people were like, like, I think it was Love and Marriage Boot Camp or something like that, reality stars. And people were
Uh-huh.
making fun, I think, of Hazel. Hazel East, like a rapper, Instagram girl. They were making fun of her because she's older and I guess
Uh-huh.
she, like, quote unquote, tricks on her man. You know what I mean? And
Uh-huh.
he's like, well, if you ladies were more concerned with taking care of your man, maybe you would have one. You know what
Ooh.
I mean? And I was like, oh,
Well.
okay, all right, if that's how you feel, okay. But people, if a woman is like always spoiling a man and taking care of him, it's
Mhm.
like, ew, like what kind of man is that? You know what I mean?
Right.
How
Right.
come he can't still be a man just because you want to spoil him a little bit? What's wrong with you wanting to spoil your man? If he
Mhm.
is the man deserving of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not just
Right.
anybody, you know?
Right. And that's the thing. I completely agree. That's a great example. Again, that's just because we've just been ingrained with the idea of what a man is, what he's supposed to do, what that's supposed to look like. Um,
Hmm.
Kind of sounds like a movie we have in the works, right? Plan
Correct.
B, no? The people will learn about that soon.
Uh-oh.
In terms of like the worth of a man. However,
Uh-huh. Absolutely. Shameless
um,
plug.
shameless plug, it fit, organically fit.
Hold on, somebody said call me old fashioned. Oh, I don't believe it takes me chasing a man to be progressive. Call me old fashioned. I have no problem spoiling my man, but not united. He's not, but not united. It's my man. What do you mean? If he's
If he still,
still
ooh.
seeing other women. Well, if he's still seeing other women, I don't know about spoiling him, period. You
Right.
know what I mean? I mean an exclusive situation. I'm not going to be taking you out and paying for all kinds of stuff, and here you got 5 different women because you're not
Right.
mine. So
Exactly. Right. You
if
being
you
taken
are,
care of by me
yeah,
on Monday, by Susan on
on
Tuesday,
Tuesday,
by
right?
Wanda
Jennifer
on
on
Wednesday.
Thursday.
Right.
No, no,
No, we're not doing
absolutely
that.
not.
Right.
No.
But you know what? Not for nothing too. I also like sometimes feel some type of way, even with a man just taking care of a woman all the way through as well. It's like some women want to work, some women want to do things. Like I don't want
Somebody
you
said
to
I won't chase you, but I drop a lot of hints. That's right. Keep it classy and drop the hints. I'm with you. I feel you.
right? You got to, because sometimes these men, we love them, but sometimes they
They
need
don't
a,
get it,
nah, it just,
right?
oh, they need a hint or two. But,
Right?
yeah, I guess it just depends. You got to do what works for you.
Hmm.
You shouldn't be taken advantage of on any aspect. If there is a woman being taken care of by a dude, but she doesn't care for him, doesn't love him, just wants to enjoy the spoils of what he's providing, I don't think
Hmm.
that's fair. Same goes for if a sugar mama is taking care of a
Hmm.
dude and he's just using her. Nobody should use nobody. Mm.
Who says it's not classy to shoot your shot as a lady? I mean, I think it depends on the man because some men they might be more, I guess more traditional, and if you want to call it that, they might feel like I'm a man, I'm supposed to approach the woman. You know what I mean? They might look at the woman a little bit differently if she approaches a man. It really depends on the man. And when you
Right.
look at him, you don't know how he's going to take it. You're just like, I see an attractive guy, I want to get to know, so I'm going to approach him. But I do think it also depends on how you approach him. If you approach him like, yo, like you got your stuff
Right.
all out, you like, you want to come home with me tonight, it's like, whoa,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But
Right. A
if
little
you're into
aggressive.
that, if you
Right.
ladies are into that, no judgment. you know,
Right.
but you might, I'm just saying, you know,
Yeah.
in a more classier kind of way, maybe it might be taken, might be more openly received.
Exactly. And
If
I
you
think
will.
that aggression, depending on the person, like you said, that aggression might not go well on either case. I remember back in my clubbing days,
Right.
I didn't appreciate the dudes who would grab on the arm and be like, come
No,
here.
not at
Like,
all. I'm like, what are you doing?
me, sir,
Get
hello
off
is the
me.
word you're looking for. Right. Why are you snatching me
Yeah.
like I'm a piece of property? I'm not a shirt that you're looking to try on in the store. Stop. So Terry says, I have been told by men that they like to be the one pursuing. They don't value what they don't work for. So I've been told. I've heard this before. I've
Okay.
heard this before about what you got to work for. Okay. I feel like maybe some other guys can comment on that because I'm not a man. I don't know. I'm all team. We're partners. Let's go
Right?
together. So I mean, maybe this
Let's
is
conquer the world together, babe.
right,
That's what it
exactly.
is. Nothing wrong with that, queen.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
how do you feel about this?
Oh, but look at
Oh,
Will. He said,
Wilson.
"Pursue
Oh, hell
me."
no. Pursue me. Okay,
Yes.
so he's one of those. We got a few different ones in here. Okay, nothing wrong with that,
Yes.
Will. Mr.
That's the
Smell
thing.
Good.
Find what works for you. Period. That's just the way life goes. At the end of the day, everything ain't for everybody.
So how about the tradition of the man always being the one to propose to the woman? Like I
Mm-hmm.
was telling you, husband at first sight, right? I was
Right,
doing a story on Instagram, and
Uh-huh.
there was a woman who saw a man in the club, and she was like, "Whoa," you know, she obviously was attracted to him. So she
Uh-huh.
approached him and was like, "You're gonna be my husband," like flat out, just told him that. Now I think most women would probably been like, "Whoa," you know, like, "What's your name?"
Right.
However, I guess he did not feel any way about it. We're gonna fast forward 5 years later, they're married with a kid. So
Wow.
in that situation, it worked for her.
Uh-huh.
Approach him, and be the one, the pursuer. But I know a lot of women, like my mom is always like, I will never propose to a man. I don't believe in like
Yep.
going up to a man.
Somebody in the
That's just like
comments
not
just
what a
said
woman should
that.
do.
Yep.
Uh, I see somebody said, I'll never,
Never. Never.
ever, ever, never, never.
No,
Um,
no.
but it is 2020, ladies. So do we
Right.
want to sit around? If we're going with feminism and a woman should be treated equally, what does that count for that as well, right? Do we wait for the man to propose, or do
Right.
you like if you want to spend life with him, should you not tell him? How
Mm-hmm.
come you can't be down on one knee?
Right,
What's
right.
going on?
This is true. I mean, I have to admit, I've always dreamed of like, the fairy tale and all that, like you
Right?
something you need, like give me
With the
the ring,
violins,
take a
and the
beautiful
rain,
speech, write this
right?
flowers, But, to speak objectively, we've all been taught these standards. Because
Mm-hmm.
if we were taught a different way, if we were taught the other way around, we would be having a different conversation. So you really
A
got to
lot, a
think.
lot of women are gonna miss out on their blessing. I'm done.
Hey, some people might,
A lot of women are like, no, I'm not ever.
Right.
You ladies feeling strong. I feel the strength coming through these
I feel
responses
that.
from the screen.
I feel that too. Or how about here's a compromise. How about he proposes to you initially, and then you can do the whole like renewing of the vows. Like, hey, baby, let's renew our vows after the
That's what I mean. Well, initially, if he proposed and you guys already married, then it's
yeah,
like, what's
yeah,
wrong with that? Like, baby, let's renew our vows. I can get with that.
yeah,
I can't say I'll ever get down on one knee and propose to a man. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't
I
think
watched
I'm
too many
doing it.
love stories to
Right.
do that.
Same here. Same
But
here.
there are a lot of women like Jim Jones' girlfriend Chrissy, who's
Right.
like she's running ring shopping and she proposed to him. So it's like go after what you want, right? Go
Right.
after him 2020 or no?
I don't think the women going after him 2020. not
Maybe
not with the ring.
2022.
Right. At least not with the ring. They might go after him with the hey, how you doing? I think you're handsome, but maybe not with the ring though.
I already said ain't my bus if I gotta run after it. No, 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 man. We didn't say run.
Right,
No, no,
right.
no running. Unless it's
Don't
on a
be
treadmill or something.
chasing.
Yeah.
Exactly. No chasing, no begging, no pleading. Like, no, that's not cute.
Shakira said, hell no. I heard that with a country accent.
Yeah, everybody's like, no. So I think that double standard stays. No one's ready to get
I
rid of
think
that
so.
one.
They're not going to toss that one out. It's all good.
No, we got to keep that double standard.
What about the body image, right?
Ooh, yeah,
Now, I use Lizzo as an example. Everyone
she's a
knows,
great
well, I think
example.
most people know who Lizzo is. You know, she's popular, you know, singer, you know, she's always twerking on Instagram, and she's
She plays a
has a
flute.
pretty face, yeah, but you know, she's bigger. So
Hmm.
whenever she's twerking, the comments always like horrible. It's like, oh no, sit down, you know, like what are you doing? But if Meg, you know, the stallion, you know,
Hmm.
goes ahead and twerks, everybody's like, yes, 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 Meg, strong knees. It's
Right.
like, what's the problem? Are we
On me.
celebrating the twerk because it's a
Right.
good twerk and we like it, or is because we're shaming her because she's bigger twerking? You know what I mean? If you're
Right.
tired of seeing women twerking, then I can understand that. But if you're
Hmm.
gonna shame her because she's bigger,
Hmm.
then I don't think that should be fair. You know what I mean? Because beauty
Yeah.
comes in all shapes and sizes. It doesn't necessarily have to be the skinny, you know, shape.
I completely agree. I got nothing. That's 100% correct.
You get shaped like a goddess. Okay, Darius. Okay.
But the point is, it's like, if we're doing the same exact thing, why is
Yeah.
one acceptable for some and one not acceptable for the other? And if twerking is the common denominator,
Hmm.
then you know what I'm saying? Like, why is it bad for Lizzo to twerk? She can twerk as much as she wants to, because you know what? There's somebody out there who's loving her twerk, and she shouldn't stop her twerk just because she's not Megan Thee Stallion
Hmm.
twerking.
Yeah, it is because she's a big girl. Absolutely, I
Yep,
think it's because of her size. If she was smaller, it wouldn't. It definitely wouldn't be as big or as sensitive a topic. Absolutely, I don't think
exactly.
so.
Speaking of twerking, what about back when Miley Cyrus was trying to do the twerk? And I
I
remember
like
reading.
Miley. I like Miley. She's a lot of fun. She seems like a fun person to hang out with at the club. Don't be putting your head down, Queen. All right, don't put your head down on me.
Agree to disagree, Miley. If you like her, that's cool. I
But
personally
I feel a
didn't
butt.
appreciate. I remember reading a magazine and they were talking about, oh, the new trend twerking, and it was about Miley, and I was like, she
Hmm.
didn't start this trend.
You know.
I feel like they only did that because she was a white girl twerking, and it made it commercial. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing a lot of air quotes, but it made it
Thank you,
commercial.
Brandy. Brandy
And
said I like her too.
yeah,
Yes.
okay, two for Miley. Good for y'all.
Everybody else on here like Miley? Miley
Okay.
was not an effective twerker, you know? She
You know
was
what?
she was
That's
okay.
fair, Terry. She was not an effective twerker. Her twerk wasn't working, and it was problematic to me because they like glorified her for. This is like before twerking really became like
Hmm.
in the Cardi B era where everybody's twerking and everybody loves it.
Yeah.
But back a couple of years ago when Miley was on tour and doing her twerking, in an article they were like, "Oh yeah, Miley with the twerks and blah blah blah," and I'm like, she can invent twerking, and I feel like
I think they always think that though. And like if they do something, it's like, oh, like when Kim Kardashian had braids, it was like Kim Kardashian braids. I'm like, no.
look
You've been
at your
doing
hair right now.
photos for decades. Like, what are you
Look at your
saying?
hair
You know,
right
Kim
now.
Kardashian braids.
Thank you. Come on. It's like
Um,
stop. And so that was
come on now.
annoying to me because it's
Yeah.
like, why you like again the fact that the reason why double standards suck is because you praise one but then condemn the other for doing the same
Yeah.
exact thing. It's never
Absolutely.
okay. Never okay. Said her twerk with
Now
t-shirt.
we're gonna switch gears a little bit, right? Move it to more like the professional place, the workplace, right?
Yeah.
Now, if I'm CEO of a company, right, I
Hmm.
have to I have to be a certain way to be taken
Hmm.
serious. Like I can't come in like, hey, what's going on, y'all? You know what I mean? Because you won't necessarily take me seriously as your boss. If I'm always like too playful and so on and so forth. Huh?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Terry was like, so I
oh.
can't get the braids. We love you. I'll braid your hair, Terry. It's fine.
But if a man, you know, is assertive, as you know, and he's a CEO, he's assertive, he takes
Right.
charge. It's like, ooh, you know, like he's a
Hmm.
boss, you know, like he's
Hmm.
doing his thing. But if a woman's the same way, it's like, why is she such a bitch? She's always like mean. She's always nasty. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Why is
Right.
it that I can't be a boss? Why can't I be assertive? Why does it have to be taken as I'm a bitch because I'm doing my job?
Hmm. Hmm.
That should be thrown out the window. I don't like the double standard at all.
Yeah, it's so true. And again, it just goes back to the stereotype of what men are and what women are, and and the capabilities that men have and women have, or are allowed to have and not have. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's allowed for men to be more aggressive, and and their aggression is accepted and tolerated as okay, versus a woman showing that same aggression, and it's like, oh no, you're supposed to be softer and you're supposed to be quieter, and this is too much. But it's like, again, if you're a person in that same workplace and you respect your boss, Mr. So-and-so, but don't respect your boss, Miss So-and-so, and they're treating you the same exact way, it's like, you got to think about that. You got to think about yourself and think about what you're actually accepting of. And then if you realize that I'm being unfair, then you have to change that. Look at this. Who is this? My child. Get out.
Hello, Stanley.
He's gonna. No.
Oh my goodness. I agree with you, Terry. We really cannot keep dumbing down and make men feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with the woman being a boss, and it should be okay. It should be acceptable. It definitely should not be an issue where it's like, well, maybe you should be a little, my favorite word, emotional. Maybe you should like not be so emotional. It's like, why do I have to be emotional?
Right.
Like, why is it emotional? You know what I mean? Like, I'm emotional because I'm a woman. That means, oh, are you in your period this month? Why is she like acting like that today? It's like, excuse me.
Right. That's like, offensive.
Very offensive. It's like, this is my job. Do yours.
Right.
You know, and we won't have a problem.
Facts. Point blank, period. Also, speaking about emotional, oh wait, need some good comments going in the chat.
Right? No, we will not be punching him in the throat.
I think she's talking about Stanley. Y'all know that's my favorite line to say. I don't really do it.
Oh, so. Right? You're not going to talk about that one, Queen. Leave that one alone.
No. Oh, yes. Thank you, Eugene. That's great.
Sports as well. Yeah, absolutely.
In sports, you're absolutely right about the aggression, that it's okay for men to be more aggressive in sports, but then when women do it, it's like, oh, foul, right? I don't really watch too much sports. That's what they say, foul. She said, wait, do they say foul? I'm not sure what sport that is. They blow the whistle, and it's wrong, right?
Right. So, absolutely, Queen.
Right, absolutely. Thank you for the
but also in sports, I feel like double standards go like, people don't really take women's sports as seriously as men. Like, women's basketball is by far not even as close to being as popular as men's basketball. Yeah. And there are some women, a lot of women, who can play. You know what I mean? Don't be fooled because they're women because they can't really hold LeBron on the court. You know what I mean? There's someone who can really hold their own. Like, they don't make the same amount of money. Like, not even close. You know what I mean? And it's not, people don't really pay attention to it. People look at it, but it's like, they better watch the men. You know, they want to watch the men play. Like, I don't understand.
Exactly. Right, exactly. No, fine. All right.
Sometimes they do overdo it.
I'm like, hurry up, for real. My child wants to say hello. This is the
child. Family.
All the future girls. Y'all not going to hit him because I'm going to teach you to fight and you're going to get hit back. Kidding.
Okay.
Close the door. Bye. Bye. Close the door.
Bye.
This is what working from home looks like, right, Queen?
Right? We have to do it all. We balance it all.
Man, right? Oh man. Seriously. Yeah, but with the sports, it's not fair at all. Another double standard that I think should be thrown.
Here goes my son.
You gonna play Fortnite later?
He walked away. He just came to get just to say hi.
Okay. Sorry. Y'all know I love Fortnite. See, and that's the thing. I'm a girl. I love Fortnite. I like playing video games. You know, I think that should be acceptable. I feel like it kind of is, but people usually associate gamers with dudes. Again, it's like, why? It's silly, stupid. Why? Same thing with sports. Like, women are equally as talented, even with dancing.
Right.
You know, I feel like.
Can you say it again?
I said even with dancing.
Okay.
You know, I feel like people associate females as, like, for example, ballet dancers. You know what I mean? More so than dudes. You know, if they're like, oh, there's a dude ballet dancer. What you scratching for? What's that? You're not gonna let Elias do ballet?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm
What
sorry.
he
I
can
gotta
do
be
the
honest.
double spin thing.
I'm sorry. He can. He can do some hip hop if he wants. Maybe a little bit of.
He can do a lot.
Yeah. But I don't want him in tights, prancing around on the stage. I'm sorry. No, no shade to anybody. If your
Right.
child, your son wants to, do the ballet, that is fine. However, my son, no, I'm not okay.
Do the
No.
ballet.
Yeah,
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 you're right.
yeah.
The World Cup. Women won the World Cup in soccer. What is it?
Yeah, men can express themselves through dance. Absolutely. Maybe an African dance or, I can even settle for a tap dance, but maybe not so much the ballet. Yeah.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, hey,
It is
listen.
a double standard, strictly, you're right. But yeah, no, not the tights and the shoes. I'm sorry. Not for my son,
The double
but I don't
standard.
judge, you know? Each his own. We're gonna have to
You
pass
know,
on that one in this house.
right, right, exactly. See, so Elias is not going to be in tights with
Absolutely not.
ballet,
But
and
he can do some hip
Stanley is
hop.
not, right, and Stanley is not going to just get washed by any girl. He's going to hit them back. So we have different opinions right there about these double
Well, no,
standards.
I'm not saying my son. He's not gonna let you hit him back anyway. First off, you know what I mean. He will hit you back anyway. That's just
Close
who
the
he
door.
is.
I'm serious.
But I just want him to be aware that as he gets older, and as a black man, because a lot they're killing us off anyway. We're just gonna keep
Hmm.
it above. He has
Hmm.
to really be careful, be mindful of the situations that he's in, and how to
Hmm.
find a way to do his best to walk away from it, especially as it pertains to other women, white women, Asian women, with any woman in general. You know what I mean? He
Hmm.
cannot just. I want him to defend himself, but learn more than just one way of defending himself.
Oh yes, absolutely,
Because,
absolutely.
you hit the
This
wrong
whole
one. You have the
self
Karens,
defense,
who
right?
will call, and they call the police, and next thing you know, he's, shot like 7 times someplace, and he was the one that was innocent.
Right,
So
right, right,
we really
right.
have to be mindful of raising not just men, but black men,
Hmm.
and making sure that we do the best that we can. That's another conversation, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So true. So very true. I was gonna say something else too. Speaking of, you had brought up about being emotional.
Uh-huh.
And again with the parenting. Another double standard that bothers me is
Right.
when people are like, it's okay for girls to cry, but boys shouldn't cry. I feel like that's training psychopaths. Like we are human beings and we
Oh my God.
for real, we
That's a
have
psychopath.
emotions that we need to express and get out. And I feel that both male and female children should understand. And what I tell my son, I say to him, there's a lot of things in this world to cry about, but
Hmm.
is this one of them? So ask yourself, is this a reason to cry? If the answer is
Hmm.
no, then do not cry, whether you're a boy or a girl. If this is something to cry about, you should be
Hmm.
allowed to get those tears out, to express that and to release it, because it is not healthy to hold
Hmm.
in those emotions and be taught, especially for our boys to be taught, oh no, you can't cry, be a man, be tough. And it's like it's cutting off a piece of their emotional system, which they're going to need later if you're in a relationship with
Hmm.
anybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not helpful, it's not healthy.
It's
It's
definitely not healthy. But I feel like that kind of goes back to parenting and also the culture. You know what I mean? I feel like a
yeah.
lot of times, like me and Elias are outside, like, and I play basketball with him. I see the other guys out there with their brothers or sons. Like, if my son falls, I'm like, Elias, you okay? And the other guys, if they're there with their nephews, they're like, he fine, get up. You know what I mean? He
Right,
good.
right,
Like,
right,
toughen up. I'm like, whoa, he
right,
might be
right,
hurt. Like,
right,
check and make sure he's okay. But a lot of times I feel like a lot of men are like, what you crying for? You know what I mean? Like, you don't cry. Like, you boy, toughen up. You got this. And I'm
right.
like, how come he can't be allowed to show a little bit of emotion? It doesn't mean that he's weak, And again, like you
Yeah,
said, not crying for every single thing, but because
right,
we don't want that. But
right.
we want men to know it's okay to be able to be a little bit vulnerable and cry if they need to express themselves. You know what I
Exactly,
mean? And not
exactly,
feel like they're weak somehow if they do.
exactly. I think we would have a
That's a
lot more.
stereotype.
Right. I think we'd have a lot more healthier men in society if they were given that freedom to cry when they need to without being judged or condemned
Hmm.
for the fact that they have tears. You know what I'm saying? Because especially in that same token, if you was to tell a girl, oh, toughen up and just suck it up and hold those emotions, and you would have a lot more women who would snap and be violent and stuff like that.
Right?
So therefore, it's healthy to release these emotions and get them out and find a way to express yourself. And again, I agree. You know, you don't have to cry for everything, but I also feel like women shouldn't cry for everything either. Like, is this a reason to cry? Have that mental check to know, like, okay, is this really something to cry about? You know, especially for younger kids, it's easier to apply. Like, oh, if somebody switched your candy with a different type of candy, that's not a reason to cry. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just learning that and practicing that and allowing them the space to be their full emotional selves is healthy for any child, male or female. Oh yeah, look at that, Eugene. He says part of the reason why more frequently men have heart attacks, because you're holding it in. You're holding it in. You're not crying about nothing. You keep it in. Eugene is silly.
Not Terry. Aria has a good comment in here. It says women are raised to love, coddle, and cry. Men were raised to suppress, push past, and keep quiet. And I feel like that is very true. You know, women are sometimes more or raised more to be more emotional, you know, and just stay home and take care of the family kind of thing. And the men are supposed to be men, you know, and wear, the crown in the relationship, so to speak, and to go out and conquer and take care of everything. And it's like, how come it can't be a little bit of both, you know?
Yeah.
We both take care of the household. We both are able to express ourselves in a healthy, emotionally healthy way. You know what I mean? And not be either or. Like the woman has to stay home and the man has to go make all the money and pay all the bills. It's like, I feel like it's just different times. You know what I mean? I guess if it works in your relationship for you to be a stay-at-home mom, you know, when your husband goes out and, you know, and he works and takes care of the household, then that's fine. You know, that works for you. But for me personally, I like more of a balanced, you know, situation for me.
Me too. I agree. I would prefer a balance as well. Because you know, we have way more similarities than differences, I feel like. And at the core, we're both human beings and we both have emotions. Though we might express it differently, it should be allowed to be expressed. And sometimes you learn something from people that you have differences with. You know, learning to cry might be good for you as a man. You know, learning to express your emotions in a different way, maybe boxing, just as an example, might be good for you as a woman. You know, you can learn something from the other. It doesn't have to be one way or the other. Speaking of which, with stay-at-home moms and stuff, that also brings up the double standard where if a dude is a stay-at-home dad, he might be looked at as not doing his job as a man, you know? And
absolutely.
And, you know, it's like, I'm sure there are so many men who miss out on the moments that mothers get to have with their children because they're at work. So to then make fun of a man who's able to do so because that works for his dynamic and he gets to have those moments with his kids is like, really? Like the bond that they've created and that they now have is nothing to be laughed at, and it is beautiful. And I commend the dudes who are able to stay with their children just as well. Like, again, whatever works for you should work for you. Don't let nobody sit here and tell you, oh, no, it's supposed to be this way. Do what works for you, you know?
Enough.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at the clock, right?
Oh, yes.
And the time, you know, we spoke earlier.
Oh.
About that, you know? So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hey.
Tap, tap, tap in. Diamonds dancing on your neck, nigga, tap in. Tap, tap, tap in. Fucking nigga, get rich, bitch, tap in. Tap, tap, tap in.
That's going to be the clean version.
Right? That's the clean version, kind of, sort of.
Oh, my. Go ahead.
Right? So, we are trying something new, switching gears here, everyone. We are now going to invite you
Eugene, I'm looking at you.
Tap, tap, tap in.
Yes,
right?
Tap in.
And coming on this live, we see a lot of great comments, so we're going to tap, tap, tap in and let you come in with us.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
Neff is going to come off for a second.
I am.
And I'm going to invite some of you guys on.
Yes, all y'all beautiful people with all these beautiful comments. Keep it going, keep it flowing, and continue the conversation with us. So tap, tap, tap in. All
All
right.
right. Neff, I'll be back with you in a sec.
I'll be in the comments.
Somebody could say I'm half naked, so we're not gonna go to you.
Oh, come on, Eugene. Put a shirt on.
Right? Somebody said I got my bonnet on. Wait, oh my goodness.
Look at me. Look at this. Let
Right?
me take this off and show you what I got. Listen, what's her name? She always got the bonnets on. That bonnet don't mean nothing, sis.
Oh,
You
Tammy? You want Tammy with her Bonnet Chronicles?
Yes, I love her Bonnet Chronicles. Like, it makes me relate to her so much more. That's why I love her. Jayla, it's all right. I'll put a bonnet on for you. I'll get a bonnet. I promise you. I promise you this. If you come on with your bonnet, I'm going to go find my bonnet, and I'll come back on with my bonnet.
All right, Queen. I'll come back to you in a little bit.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So who is ready to tap in? I'm going to scroll, and I'm going to see who's ready. Drum roll, please. So I requested someone. I think hey, tap in. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. So tell everyone that doesn't know you on here where you're from.
Hey, I'm Aria. I am from Detroit.
Uh-oh, what up, though?
What up, though? Gotta say it with your chest.
Right? With your chest. What up, though?
What up, though?
I got it. So, what do you think? You had a lot of great comments. What would you like to add to anything that we were speaking about?
Well, like I said, one of the things that I think the biggest thing that bothers me about double standards are are the race issues. For example, this huge double standard, like I was saying earlier, the sad part about what you're teaching your son is that he's already considered a man in this society.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make a difference that he's a little kid. They're prosecuting little kids for throwing a ball back at somebody in dodgeball because they're black.
That's
you know
a crazy
what I'm saying?
Story, yeah.
Yeah. And so those are the types of double standards, the ones that dehumanize us, that keep us in a situation where we are always looked at as less than. Those are the ones I think that bother me most, even down to big girls. I personally don't want to see no girl wiggling and jiggling in my face. Sorry, that's just not attractive to me. However,
you're not a twerker. You don't believe in the twerk.
Oh, I'll twerk, but not for everybody. That ain't everybody's business. Some things is a little too precious.
I can respect that. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like your ass cheeks spread on Instagram. I get what you're saying. Keep it at home in the bedroom kind of thing.
Precisely. If you want to have your twerk fest at home or at a party with your friends or whatever, hey, do you. I just don't want to look at it. They ain't attracted to me.
I just don't want to look at it. You can twerk, I just don't want to see it.
Just don't force me to have to endure it.
Gotcha.
So, but those types of issues where because she's a big girl, she's nasty, but everybody else is fly. No, y'all all nasty. Y'all all doing the exact same thing. I mean, if it's nasty, it's nasty, So those things that dehumanize us and that give us this complex that somehow we're less than because of it. Those are the double standards that burn me up. I have no problem with telling a little boy, listen, you're a boy. There are ways around it. Don't hit her. But at the same time, I have no problem telling a little girl, hey, you don't bring a butt to a fight unless you plan on getting it beat. Because if you raise your hand to somebody,
you gotta expect,
they just might hit you back. You don't have any more right to hit him than he has to hit you. Yeah. And so, in that way, I guess I'm kind of double standarding myself. I definitely don't think a guy should ever hit a woman. A male should ever hit a female. But at the same time, don't put your hands on him either. So, it's just
that one can get kind of I don't want anybody. I'm not as crazy as Nev, you know what I mean? But I don't want anybody putting their hands on my son either, you know what I mean? Absolutely not, But you can't. I've seen some women sometimes like they're chasing men down the street, like like in his face, like hitting, hitting, poking. It's like if you keep doing that, at some point you gotta expect he's gonna hit you back because you're pushing it now. You know what I mean?
And that's where I get to be like Neff. Like I've had some, I'm a teacher. Lord Jesus save us all. Anyway, um, I've had moments with students where I had to say, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna say nothing else to him about not hitting you. Touch him again. And I might help him hit you because this don't make no sense. I've told you, and he has asked you, and he has done everything in his power to be polite and to be a gentleman and not to have to hurt you. He done held your hands. He done called for help. He done all this stuff, and you still trying to hit. When he punch you in your jaw, I'm gonna call your mama and tell him he did. You know what I'm saying?
Well, all right.
Because after so much, it's only so much any person can take.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't fault some of these young guys and even older guys who, when they've said, okay, stop hitting me, don't do this, don't do that, and they've done all of the tactics that they know how to do to keep from having to hit you back, and you still playing games, okay, you want your jaw socked. You want to be getting up out the floor because you just playing too much at this point. You're doing way too much.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
You know, that's where I turn into Neff and I be like, punch her. She won't stop. She won't let you be a gentleman. She won't let you show her that respect. Punch her in her face.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm like, oh, I wasn't ready for it to come out like that, but okay.
No, I did. But it's like I said, it's just because it was so extreme that I wanted the young lady to see how extreme it was. It wasn't because I really wanted him to punch her in the face, but I needed her to understand how extreme what she was doing actually was. And when she heard me say that, she was like, wait, I said, oh, now you get it.
Yeah.
Of course, I didn't let him actually punch her, but just her hearing me say it made her stop and go, well, hold on. That's not how this is supposed to work, right? Yeah, it is. So, but double standards exist in our society at all times, at all different levels, because of the things that we've been brought up to believe, because of the ways it's been ingrained in our culture. Some of it is natural and some of it is nurtured into us.
Absolutely. I want to thank you for coming on the live.
Thank you for letting
you wasn't ready for it, but thank you.
Thank you for letting me hang out with you.
Yes, thank you. We're going to get somebody else in here because we're running out of time.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Uh-oh. All right. Who is next to tap in? Who? Let me see. Who do I choose? Who do I choose? All right, let's see. I requested someone. Waiting to see if they're going to join in. Don't get shy. All right, tap in. Okay, I guess he is not ready. So I'm going to go for somebody else. Let's see. All right. All right, I requested somebody else. Y'all don't be getting shy. I saw y'all on here this whole live. Y'all had a whole lot to say. So don't get shy now when we call on you to join. Oh, what? Everybody shy? Okay. You know what now? I'm bring you back on. So I think everybody's shy. Uh-oh. Oh, hold up. I saw somebody else was trying to tap in. Hold on. So I am waiting. Uh-oh. Hello.
Hold on.
Hey.
Can you hear me? I'm
Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So where are you from? I see you in the car right now. Are you in Detroit? You in New York? Where you live at?
I'm in Romulus. I just got off work.
Yes.
Yeah, I just got off work. I gotta make this.
Are you in Detroit?
Huh?
You in Detroit?
No, I'm in Romulus.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you for tuning in. So what do you think so far? What do you want to comment on?
Um, Double standards. I feel like there are so many, and I have brothers, and I was raised by my dad, so
Mhm.
I kind of grew up like knowing both sides. Like for example,
Mhm.
my brother was falsely accused of rape, and
Oh wow.
I felt like that was sort of a hard experience for him and for him to
Mhm.
watch him go through, because it was just like nothing happened to the girl, but like everyone knew that she was lying. So I'm like, okay, so you can literally ruin this man's life, but
Yeah.
no one really
Mhm.
takes it seriously when like women are like falsely accusing men of rape, if that makes sense. So I
Yeah.
feel like it's a really big double standard on that.
Absolutely. You can do some damage. People have gone to jail for like years upon years, like taking on their lives away from their family, everything, and all because of a lie. It really does need to stop. Like that's a crazy double standard for me. And I think if you are lying and people find out you're lying, you should be tossed in jail, like the man was. Like seriously, that's like unacceptable.
And even with a lot of these female rappers, they're talking a lot about their sexual experiences and whatnot,
Mhm.
but a lot of people have a problem with that, but no one's talking about slob on your knob, Tupac, Freaky Nike by Sada Baby. Like, men have been continuously talking about degrading women
Absolutely.
and talking
Mhm.
down on women, having sex with multiple women, but as soon as a woman does the same thing,
Yeah, she's a hoe. Absolutely. Yeah, it's like
oh,
wow, she's a hoe. Mhm.
no, no.
Yeah.
So what makes it
Mhm.
okay for you to do it? So,
Yeah, they expect us to be, more classy with it and not do certain things, not say certain things. But if a man does it, it's like, yes, he's a player. He got all the bitches, so to speak. He got all the women. But if a woman, is doing the same things or talking about it, it's like, wow, she's really loose. Like who raised her?
and the
It's that.
crazy thing
Yeah.
is, like, it's not like they don't expect us to do it because they want us to do it. They just
Mhm.
don't want us to do it for everyone, or they
Mhm.
don't want us to do it in public.
Yeah.
Some do it, put it in. So when some women do it in public, it's just like, no, no, you're a hoe, but like if you do that for me, you're not a hoe, basically. So
Mhm.
one of those things. So
But thank you so much for tuning in. I see our time is going down. Thank you. Will you be back next week?
yes, I'll be back next week. Y'all do this at 7. I work.
Yes.
I come out.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
Hey,
Bye.
how you get off?
I'm letting you out. I'm letting you out right now. Never I'm bring you on really back before we end.
That was perfect.
Right? So we are at 58 minutes and 16, 17 seconds.
Oh man, the next time we do this tap in, we gotta let people in earlier.
Right?
I know you guys have so much to say. Thank you guys for being a part of it. Thank you guys for tapping in.
Right?
Yay, Jay
That
for
was like
tapping in. I see y'all, Aria for tapping in. Yeah. So what do you have to say, Queen, about one last thing about double standards?
I think we have to go. I think we have a lot more that we could talk about as far as double standards go. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
we'll leave it
The
where it is
moral,
for now.
right, for the time, the moral of the story is don't do no double standards with nobody. Be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Fair is fair is fair is fair
And
across
keep
the
your hands
board.
to yourself.
Hello? But you can tap in. Hey.
Tap
See
in.
you guys next week, though. 7 o'clock every Friday at 7. We have Characters Unmasked. Don't
We
forget
do.
to join
We are
us.
at 59 seconds. 59 seconds. Yeah, 59. Well, it's actually like 59 seconds, 23 seconds left. Right?
Oh. See
So,
y'all next week.
see us next week. So, Queen, 28 seconds remaining. So, me and you, since we're on here, We're gonna have our first little bit of fun right here, right?
Okay.
You ready again?
I am.
You ready?
I'm not gonna twerk, I promise you. But
No
Aria,
twerk.
she don't want to see me twerking.
So next week, when you guys hear this song, right? Tap in, right?
Yeah.
Be ready. Hey.
Are
Good
you ready?
night.